What are you looking at?
Well, Catherine's certainly doing her job, isn't she? She seems to be having the right effect on Alison, but I'm not sure about the way she's affecting Michael. What about that bit of business under the table? Think she did that on purpose? Michael appears to be a little confused. I must admit, so am I. Catherine is a tease.
Yes.
She's not.
I don't
yes.
think so, but yes.
Yes.
Sometimes I wish I could control another person with the power of my mind.
No, I don't.
But true.
But we're pieces of shit.
I have bowel problems.
Yes. Yes. I don't know where that's going to lead, but
Where
yes.
is that going to lead?
I want to know.
Prescription drugs are always good as long as they're prescribed by a doctor.
Yeah. Yes. In real life. And sure.
I mean, like, the obvious exception to this is that some doctors really overprescribe.
Yeah.
But I guess for these purposes, I would agree.
Sex with more than one person is...
thrilling.
Natural.
Ooh, yeah.
Natural.
Natural.
Michael has inappropriate feelings for Catherine.
Agree.
Yep.
I don't know if you guys can hear it, but we're getting a first-person show to the man downstairs singing to his baby loudly.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
I slept better than I expected and woke feeling my calmer, more poised self. What a day yesterday was. The chemistry with Michael and then Allison looking so much like Colette. I'm still not over it, but now I'm more intrigued than shocked. Colette just never understood. For me to be intimate with someone didn't mean that I had to be monogamous, and sleeping with her didn't mean that I had to give up men.
Bisexual icon.
Her leaving hurt me, though. I enjoyed her as much as anyone. I never wanted to lose her. I always wanted to be friends. Right, but if Colette wanted to be...
I'm just kidding.
I know, but if Colette wanted to be monogamous, then it's not good.
No, it's not.
I told Allison that watching a nurse take care of my mother after she'd suffered a stroke inspired me to become a nurse myself. Of course, the story isn't true, but as in the past, it helped establish a bond. The truth is that I became a nurse for no particular reason at all that I can think of, and I got into psychiatry simply because there was a job opening. Well, but you have to go to school for it, so that's not quite true.
But that's when it...
all changed. I turned out to be good at it, very good. And now that I'm a licensed therapist, the doors are really beginning to open. God, I was sick of following orders from those idiot doctors. The only difference between them and me was that they could afford to go to med school, or they had some sweet, dedicated, naive woman just like me who put them through like I did for my ex. And every one of them felt threatened because I was smarter than they were, except Turner.
I think I'm in love with the nurse. I think I'm in love with her.
I love to watch Allison knit. She sits so still like a statue, but her hands are moving incredibly fast. It's like she's in a trance, like she's possessed by the ghost of the State Fair knitting champion. I'm walking out in the garden and the wistaria's blooming and the air smells of honey. Whoa! Hello? Did I break this thing? A big fat bumblebee just flew into my head and I dropped the recorder. Well, I'm okay now. The recorder appears to still be working. I'm standing by an old barn watching some little birds build a nest. They're so busy. Can you hear them chirping? One of them has some golden stuff in his beak that he's weaving into the nest. It looks like hair. Now he's flying up to the house. He's going to the window of my bedroom. Oh my gosh! He's taking the hair out of my brush that I left on the windowsill. Oh, how neat. They're using my hair to help build their home.
That's kind of cute. This is a nice little thing. I'm sure there's some sort of metaphor with that, but...
I'm gonna be honest, I think it's kind of gross. Condoms. A 35-year-old white female came to the clinic to be treated for depression. She was obsessed with collecting used condoms. Her fetish was extremely arousing, but it also disgusted her. She realized that what she was doing was not normal, and this made her morose. She worked as an insurance underwriter at a big agency in Portland. She was a very neat, well-dressed woman. I instantly noticed her beautiful, well-manicured fingers. For several years, she had been gathering the spent prophylactics from areas of prostitution. She never saved condoms from her own sexual encounters, though. She kept the strangers' condoms in cigar boxes that belonged to her grandfather.
That is so loaded. I don't.
Yeah.
It's over. I'm not gonna read into it. It's gone. It's taking that out of my brain. I don't want to know.
The paradox. Love with excess of heat, more young than old, death kills with too much cold. We die but once, and who loved last did die, but who spoke it, who told it, did lie.
Who smelt it, dealt it. Sorry, I ruined it.
Well, you clicked off the poem.
Oh, sorry. Back.
What?
Why is there a little video playing? Oh.
Preparing for the yoni or lingam massage. Take a long, relaxing bath. You and your partner can do this together or separately. Scent the water with pleasing essential oil unhurriedly. Create a quiet, intimate space. Light the space dimly with candles. Burn incense. Play soft music. Spread pillows about. Undress. At a leisurely pace, begin the process of bonding with your partner. Gently caress one another's skin. Kiss, hug, gaze into one another's eyes. Continue this until both you and your partner feel emotionally and spiritually connected.
I don't like bathing with other people around because I have to wash my butthole, and I don't want to do that in front of other people.
I mean, you do have a very gaping butthole, so I can understand that.
Can you stop peeking at my butthole all the time?
I can't help it.
Keep your eyes off
it's
of my butthole.
It's so big.
Please don't look at my butthole. I'm asking. This is my boundary. My butthole boundary. Okay.
Such life is like the light which shines, yet when that light of life has set, I cannot say I've loved, for who can say that he or she was killed yesterday? Okay.
Oh, the master bedroom is where the little swirly is.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll go to that last.
The next TAT will...
Got it, dude. Oh, I can skip it. Cool.
You broke it. Oh.
Same thing.
I don't know if I like the idea of Allison going off the drugs. It scares me. After the accident, the drugs were the only thing that kept Allison from having her fits. I need to call Turner and ask him what he thinks. Allison did perk up, though, when I mentioned Jody's breakfast. I guess that's a good thing. Mrs. Randolph crossed and uncrossed her legs for me. I know she knew I was watching her. I just know it. Turner must have told her that Allie and I haven't had sex since the accident. So why is she doing this to me? It isn't fair. Women just don't understand how doing something like that can drive a man crazy. A little while ago, I was showing Catherine where we kept all the cleaning stuff. She brushed up against me and her breast touched my arm. It was like getting a shock. God, I just realized Catherine reminds me of Susanna. At first, I didn't believe that she and Mark were having sex, but when he told me how it happened, I knew he wasn't lying. He'd been watching TV in the basement. Susanna came down in her bathrobe. She said she was having trouble sleeping. She sat next to him on the couch. He glanced over and saw that her robe was slightly open. She was naked underneath. She knew he was looking at her, but that's what she wanted. She spread her legs a little wider to give him a better view. He started kissing her, then he went down on her. She did the same for him. I imagined this scene hundreds of times. I put myself in Mark's place. Susanna with her robe open to show her perfect breasts. Her long hair on her naked shoulders, the smell of her... They started having sex all the time. Susanna was on the pill, so they didn't have to worry about her getting pregnant. He told me everything that they did. It drove me insane with desire. Catherine and Susanna, very few women have what they've got, that raw sexuality that pulls guys to them like moths to a flame. Unbuttoning her shirt in front of me, standing in the window, uncrossing and crossing her legs, bushing up against me. What is she thinking?
I don't want to shame anyone, but if you have an intense sexual obsession with anybody on this level, I feel like it might not be healthy. Oh, I thought there was more on the desktop.
I don't know. I think it depends, like, what you do with it, or like what your intention is to do with it. Because like, I'm sure that plenty of people fantasize about other people all the time.
I think doing it hundreds of times might not be great.
Yeah.
We already did this.
But like, people watch porn hundreds of times. How is that different?
Because it's an actual person, and you're turning a person into like a thing. I don't think it would be necessarily very helpful.
But I mean, like, porn stars are actual people, but people view them as things in porn.
True.
You know, because that's like the whole idea, is that you're making them an object.
Yeah. Every time I see this, it really scares me.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Like, I totally get what you're saying, that, like, it seems like he's a little bit obsessed.
He gets really obsessive over particular types of people. And specifically blondes. And I worry, because he said there was a question about, like, does this person look too young to be kissed? And also he said, like, I have these memories, but I lock them away and I forget about them. I worry that he might be, a victim of sexual abuse as a child. And specifically by a blonde woman. But that's just me, not projecting, but like, you know, reading into it. Yeah.
When you've
Oh, not yet. We gotta listen to this crazy radio show lady.
Hi, Dr. Betty. I love your show. It's changing my life.
Thanks, Sally. How can I help?
Well, I've got a little problem.
That's why people call in. Can you turn your radio off? We're getting feedback.
Oh, sorry.
That's better. Now...
I'll get right to the point. My husband and I are having problems in the bedroom.
Sexual problems.
Yeah. You see, Matt just doesn't know how to please me.
Have you talked about it?
Sure.
Have you been to any kind of therapy for couples?
Yes, we went for 6 months. Nothing worked.
So your husband knows what you want, but he won't give it to you.
Precisely. He thinks I'm too, kinky.
He has a problem with your bedroom fantasies.
Yeah, he's offered to do everything but that one thing, and it's driving me crazy.
And the one thing is?
I can't mention it on the air.
Oh, come on, Sally. It's the 90s.
That's what I tell Matt all the time.
Let me take a wild guess. Does your husband have a problem with oral sex?
Not at all.
So what's the problem, Sally?
He won't wear the rubber Nixon mask.
I'm sorry, Sally. What did you say?
He won't wear the Richard Milhouse Nixon mask. He thinks it's weird.
You want him to wear a Nixon mask when you make love.
Yeah.
And he thinks you're weird.
Yeah. Isn't that silly?
Sally,
Yes.
you need help.
I think that nobody is obliged to do anything for you sexually if they don't want to, be it a Richard Nixon mask or anything. But if it's something that's important to you, I don't know.
Yeah.
But also, I don't think she's weird for wanting a Richard Nixon mask, you know?
Well, here's the thing, like, it's not for me, so it's weird to me, but I'm like, so what?
Yeah, I would put on the Richard Nixon mask, but at the same time, if I wanted someone else to wear a Richard Nixon mask and it was like my one thing that I really needed and they didn't want to do it, it's on me to be like, okay, you know?
Yeah.
And if it's a deal breaker, it's a deal breaker, but they don't owe it to me in any way.
I think that that's why, like, when it comes to, like, sexual fantasies or, like, fantasies in general, it's good to kind of, like, suss that out, you know, so that it's, like, if you have, like, deal breaker stuff like that.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. Catherine told me that I should stop taking so much medicine because she said that they made me too sleepy and that I needed to be wide awake because Jody needs me to be alert. Catherine in the house is like having a big sister over for a visit and not like a nurse at all. I had a funny dream I was a little girl, the same as Jody, and when I woke up, I looked at my body and was amazed how grown up my body is, and then I looked at myself in the mirror like I haven't seen myself since the accident, and was shocked at how old, and Jody said I look just the same, and she said that I'm the prettiest mom in the world, and God, what a beautiful day, and I'm glad that Michael finally listened and got a professional like Catherine to come, because he thought that we could take care of Jody all on our own, and he's just like a man to not ask somebody for help. Like when we had a flat tire on a country road and he refused to walk across the field to that farmhouse to use their phone, so we had a big fight, and Jody and I had to sit in the car and wait for an hour while he walked to the gas station.
That's a lot being said right here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, should we call the phone?
Here we go.
Oh no. Please don't be another
No, it's gonna be
bathtub hand
It's gonna
job.
be really weird. He's like
Hello,
obsessed with
this is Dr.
jobs.
Turner. You have reached the Chrysalis
Maybe
Institute.
the still though.
If you would like to make an appointment, please call back during business hours, Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Thank you for your call, and remember, to become a butterfly, one must first be nurtured in a protective cocoon. Goodbye.
Okay.
Where is this couple now?
They're still in the
They're
house.
ghosts,
They're ghosts.
yeah.
The berries symbolize
Death.
Sure.
dressing little boys up like girls will make them into homosexuals.
No, I don't. Not even for. That's stupid.
You can tell by the expression on this little girl's face that she is
Well, I guess we should say what we think. You know?
Yeah.
Mentally ill because I think she represents our wife, right?
Oh.
Because the wife was saying, I'm a little girl. Like, I keep having dreams that I'm a little girl, and I wake up and I don't recognize my body.
Yeah, I guess I don't
Well,
know.
what do you want to
I don't
say?
know how a facial expression could tell anybody that you're meant to.
It's not about that, though.
Yeah.
It's about, like, what we think the character would be seeing in it, you know? What do you want? What do you want to click?
I don't know. I probably would have said bright.
Okay.
people who are cruel to animals should be severely punished.
True.
Cemeteries,
Show the
Vanity of Mankind.
Sure, let's do that one.
Mhm.
Sounds deep.
if you fall in a well, what should you do?
Float.
Yeah.
The book on the table is most likely,
A Farmer's Almanac.
I sometimes fear that I will go to hell for the bad things I've done.
I mean, like, I don't fear it. Because
I accept it. No,
I'm excited.
I just want to steer away from all these biblical references that they keep trying to do.
I'd probably say true.
Good morning. Sorry I slept so late. Yes, well, we have to get on a schedule, so it's best we start right away.
Okay.
You can go upstairs and get dressed, Mr. Overton. We'll call you when we're ready.
Well, go on, Michael.
Yeah.
Michael.
All right.
Tightens his rope threateningly.
Fine. I'm gonna masculinely mow the lawn with my shirt off. That's how manly I am.
What's up?
Allison wants you to do that later.
Why? I'm almost finished and it's supposed to rain.
It would be really helpful to me if you could do it later.
What possible difference could it make?
Jody's trying to take a nap and you're keeping her awake.
I thought we said we didn't want her to nap. I don't know.
Jody is the kid.
Oh.
What are you
She's
doing?
coming out of Jody's room?
I told Allison I would give Jody a sponge bath. In the beginning, it's going to be very important for me and for you to follow through and do the things we say we're going to do. I need to win her complete confidence. You understand that, can't you?
Of course.
After you shower and change, I have a list of groceries I want you to get.
I'm not taking a shower until I finish cutting the lawn.
Maybe you'd prefer a sponge bath.
Okay.
Ma'am, inappropriate.
And you were all over here giving her the benefit of the doubt about
Absolutely
not being
not.
a tease.
Dude, I thought maybe she was like having feelings and trying to resist them. No, she's just
No.
being an awful person. Never mind. I still am in love with her, but also not cool. Dude.
To be fair, we caused all of this to
Yeah, I
happen.
know, true. We get like facts, you know. I can't believe they did what we wanted. How dare you give me what I want? Trash.
How dare you give me exactly what I asked for? Chrysalis. Oh, she says reserved for Dr. Turner.
Hi, Mrs. Greenstreet. I know I don't have an appointment, but I really need to speak with Dr. Turner for just a minute.
He's with a patient.
Oh, can I wait?
He's got a very tight schedule.
I'll just be a few minutes.
He's due at the state hospital immediately after this appointment, and he's running late.
It's important that I see him very briefly.
Is this an emergency? Is your wife with you?
No, I just came from...
Then perhaps I can schedule an appointment for you.
No, look, it is an emergency. I really need to talk to him.
Please have a seat. And when he's through with his session, I'll ask when he can see you.
Thank you.
There's no noise machine.
Yeah, immersion broken.
Yeah, the little like woo.
Just to drown out all the crying everywhere. Ma'am?
What are you looking at?
I wonder if we're seeing it through his eyes and being like, why would she react so wrongly about me staring at her? Don't! Look down.
Mr. Olden insisted on seeing you. I told him you were fully booked, but he said it's an emergency.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, Michael. Come on in. Sit down. What's wrong, Michael?
I'm sorry, it's really not an emergency. Just the only way I could get Mrs. Greenstreet to agree to let me stay.
Yes,
Oh,
she tries
great.
to keep me on schedule. So, what's up?
Well, the therapist has arrived.
I know. She called me.
Oh, she did? Well, she never told me. She was critical of Allison's medication.
We did discuss it. But now that she's there, then I think we stand a good chance of getting Allison off some of the drugs.
Then you agree with her?
You don't?
I didn't think she was qualified to make those decisions. But I didn't want to appear critical of her either.
I understand. She is very experienced dealing with people in trauma. How does Allison feel about her?
Oh, much better than I expected.
Well, that's a good thing, then.
Well, I suppose.
You don't like her, is that it?
No, it's not that I don't like her.
Has there been some kind of problem?
Her methods seem unorthodox.
How so?
Well, she's very authoritarian, for one thing. She's virtually bossing me
She
around in my
showed
own
me her
house.
vagina.
Yes.
Her
Catherine
yoni.
is used to a lot
Yeah.
of responsibility. She was a
I
head
went
nurse
through
at a
her-
very young age.
Bedstand.
She is extremely intelligent, you know.
Although her name is Mrs. Randolph, I get the feeling she no longer has a husband.
Divorced quite recently.
Guess she's better at solving other people's problems than her own.
The failure
That's
of a
rude.
partnership should not be a condemnation of the people involved, Michael. Sometimes things are just not meant to be.
Of course. I don't know why I said that.
Yeah.
Is there
dipshit.
anything else?
Of course.
Yes, the most important point, actually. She seems to be humoring Allison too much.
Humoring her?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I guess I expected her to be dealing in reality, but she just seems to be fostering the illusion. I mean, I just think she's going about it all wrong.
Well, she is very experienced at this sort of thing. You've been dealing with Allison's condition for what? 6 months now?
Yes, just over.
She has an enormous task, you know. And a major step would be for her to gain Allison's trust.
That's what she says.
Well, she's not lying.
No, I'm sure she isn't. I guess you think it's dumb for me to be so worried.
Oh, of course not. But you must try not to feel so anxious. We're watching the situation very closely.
Right. Well, thanks for your time.
Strange seeing yourself like that. I thought I handled it rather well, though, don't you? I mean, if I knew then what I know now, I might have altered my approach somewhat, but given the circumstances, I think my responses to Michael's concerns were, well, appropriate, to say the least. Wouldn't you agree?
Catherine is very insightful.
I agree.
Can a man be both passive and sexy?
Yes.
Catherine's methods definitely seem unorthodox.
I feel like she's doing fine in terms of how she's helping
Yeah.
the wife. Everything else is
Well, also because like if nothing else has been working for 6 months, then it's time to try something different.
When it comes to abortion,
Oh, interesting. Pro-choice.
how do you feel in the company of highly intelligent people?
okay, but we're playing as him, so I would say intimidated.
We're not playing as him.
No, we're trying to like make him a shitlord. So I would say
Oh,
intimidated.
Yeah.
I feel like stimulated usually, but intimidated is what I would say if I want him to just lose his shit at her at one point.
To me, like in a real life situation, it really depends on like whether the highly intelligent people are nice.
Oh, yeah, true.
Because like whether I'm going to feel intimidated or annoyed or you know what I mean?
Or like, okay, I get it, dude.
Yeah. Let's do intimidated.
What emotion does Allison feel most strongly toward Michael?
I think indifference right now.
Revulsion. Remember she said she didn't like it when he touched her?
Okay. This is probably a good place to
Stop.
yeah.
As his training progresses,
Oh.
the young psychiatrist learns the various techniques
no.
which will be at his disposal and how to use them. Among these are such physical methods as electric shock. Electric shock is used most frequently to relieve depression. Another form of physical treatment is the administration of insulin. Patients so sick they cannot even talk are frequently able to cooperate with the doctor after insulin injections. Properly used, such treatment has helped extreme cases of anxiety. In certain chronic illnesses, brain surgery may be indicated.
That's a lobotomy.
What?
That's Betty Page.
It is?
Or what's her name? Yeah, Betty Page, the old school porn actress. She did BDSM porn and stuff. She was like one of the first icons of it.
Oh, it just doesn't look... It looks like her haircut, just not her face.
No, that's definitely her. I recognize those boobies. Gonna have to edit this. You're just gonna believe me, it's Betty Page.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe it is just someone who looks a lot like her, but definitely has that same... Because she was, like, muscular and stuff.
That's definitely, like, the vibe that they're going for sure.
Yeah.
I'm kind of wondering, like, did they actually get old footage of Betty Page? Or did they just... Do you know what I mean? Or did they just use new footage?
Of some other young lady.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll just look at this and then we're done. How do I save? Is it just auto
Is it
save?
the butterfly?